Let's watch the movie example about Voigt Schneider thruster. This is a unique and untypical thruster which is not very widely used in offshore, but it has some advantages which gives the extremely high maneuverability to the vessel when the thruster isn't built. So enjoy the movie.
The Voigt Schneider propeller can be found wherever a vessel must be able to maneuver precisely at all times with the highest degree of safety. For many years, ferries, floating cranes, passenger ships, and above all, Voigt water tractors for all kinds of application in ship handling have been equipped with this unusual form of propulsion. With conventional propellers, the direction of thrust is along the axis of rotation. In the case of the Voigt Schneider propeller, on the other hand, the thrust is applied at right angles to this axis. Its direction can be varied at will. Yet another idea that was copied from nature in the shape of a dolphin's tail fin. In the Voigt Schneider propeller, the rotor rotates uniformly. So how does this unusual propulsion system work? It can be powered by any standard marine engine. The drive shaft leads to a reduction gearbox. A spiral bevel gear, shown here in simplified form, transmits the rotational motion to the rotor and its blades, each mounted on a vertical axis. However, what decides the direction of thrust is the cyclic pitch of the blades. Two hydraulic servo motors at right angles to each other produce a precise offset of the central control rod and thus define the propulsion kinematics. The offset is transmitted to the individual blades of the Voigt Schneider propeller via a linkage. The combination of rotation and angle of attack produces any desired magnitude and direction of thrust. The advantages of the VSP are particularly evident in tight spaces, where maneuverability, high thrust and safety are demanded, every day and in every weather. This is where a marine propulsion system scores. The Voigt Group of companies is a leading international engineering group with 13,000 employees all over the world, operating in the fields of paper technology, motive power, and hydraulic engineering. In its 130-year history, Voigt has had a major influence on the way these industries have developed. The Voigt Schneider propeller came into being over 70 years ago from the idea of an oscillating vane turbine. We carry out extensive, pure and applied research in our own laboratories. Tests in the model tank prove what the theory predicts. The optimum design of the VSP and the way it is adapted to very varied types of vessel is a matter for Voigt's specialist naval architects.
Performance efficient margins.
This lines plan had been checked carefully by us.
Modern design and simulation methods and uncompromising quality of production have been taken for granted at Voigt for decades. quality management system meets the highest international standards. Experienced Voigt mechanics assist in installing the units where they are needed. This car ferry has been in daily operation since 1959 on the Rhine, not far from the famous Lorelei Rock. That is proof of quality. The service life of the VSP is matched to the lifetime of the vessel for maximum profitability and security of your investment. Day-to-day life in an industrial port. The Voigt water tractor is very much at home here. It's the ideal vessel for towing, maneuvering and escorting ships. What counts in this job is the time factor, but also safety, capital investment and engineering quality. The pilot, the ship's crew and the tug operator rely on that 100%. Voigt of Heidenheim developed and patented the revolutionary Voigt water tractor concept in the early 50s, after a comprehensive analysis of the safety and performance aspects of conventional stern-driven tugs. It's a logical arrangement of the main components that make the water tractor the ideal workhorse. The thrust and the tow line force act as a couple about the center of the vessel, so there's no risk of capsizing, an important safety aspect when giving bow assistance to ships. Underneath the propeller is a guard plate. This increases the thrust and also offers protection against grounding or contact with the side of a ship. There's not much room to maneuver in a harbour. Safety is all important here. The stabilizing fin provides directional stability and is essential when operating in indirect mode. By fitting VSPs in pairs, we increase the power and maneuverability and also provide redundancy. The Voigt-Schneider propeller is a self-contained system. The slow rotational speed also ensures a high degree of safety and robustness, even under very tough operating conditions. The water tractor's thrust and propulsion efficiency are the same in all directions. That's especially important for ship handling and the safety it requires. All the controls are situated in the wheelhouse. Human-engineered mechanical control linkages are still the most reliable system. The master has a ship under control at all times. The controls consist of two levers for a head and a stern, and a wheel for steering. The magnitude and direction of the thrust result from the sum of the longitudinal and transverse pitch. By providing separate control in the X and Y directions, we ensure operational redundancy. Turning on the spot, no problem with the VSP. Traversing, that's to say moving sideways, is also a matter of routine. Precise thrust control from zero, a head or astern, that's a prerequisite for this job, of course. The controls are simple and logically related to the movement of the vessel. The captain can concentrate on the job, not the machinery. It's reassuring to know that maximum thrust is available instantly on demand, in any direction. Not without reason, the Voigt water tractor has revolutionized ship handling and considerably improved the safety of all concerned. On the subject of safety, many water tractors are used as firefighting vessels. This requires a high pump capacity, which is provided by the main engines. The full maneuverability of the water tractor is assured even at a high pump throughput, another decisive advantage of the VSP principle. After only 6 minutes, the tanker's course has been turned through 90 degrees and its speed reduced from 10 knots to 3. The explanation for this remarkable achievement is that the indirect mode uses the ship's motion to double the normal steering assistance. It's the combination of all these advantages which makes the Voigt water tractor such a superior tug. Its unique propulsion system offers many different maneuvering features. All the components are optimized for the particular operating conditions. The controls are logical and simple. The vessel reacts immediately and predictably. The low revs per minute and the proverbial quality of Voigt engineering ensure high reliability, robustness, and decades of valuable service. All in all, these are extensive and unique advantages for ship handling, and much more besides. The Voigt water tractor makes the day's work easier, more efficient, safer, and more profitable.
Let's make some summary about Voigt propeller. These propeller units have been used for many years in harbor tugs and other workboats requiring good maneuverability. A cycloidal or Voigt propeller consists of a number of vertical hydrofoil blades projecting downwards from a drive unit or rotor casing. The vertical blades are controlled by being pivoted and connected to a central star-shaped control, both by push rods. The central connection points of these linkages may be shifted eccentrically to the rotation axis of the unit, causing cyclical pitching of the blades. The blades are thus propelled around the path, with their pitch angles changing continuously throughout the rotation cycle. The unit is able to generate a controlled amount of thrust in any direction. But Voigt has some disadvantages. The blades are vulnerable to grinding damages, increased draft due to location of unit, a special safe frame required to guard the propulsion unit against grounding. Less efficiency in terms of thrust power characteristics when used as main propulsion at normal sea speeds. Only a few DP-capable vessels are fitted with cycloidal propellers or thrusters. And of course, many components here are performed in manual way, and due to that they have expensive maintenance.